Good day, friends, and welcome back to Grandma's Kitchen. Friends, today Grandma is going to make an interesting meal, but as usual, before Grandma started her cooking, Grandma is going to ask three things of you. Grandma is going to ask you please to watch her videos, to like her videos, and also to subscribe to her videos. Friends, today Grandma is going to make cassava dumplings. So Grandma already pre-prepared her stuff. Grandma already grind her cassava. As you can see, my grater is still here. And Grandma already grate her cassava, as you can see. So Grandma have a cup of flour here that she's going to add to the cassava. Grandma is adding a cup of all-purpose flour to her cassava. And then Grandma is going to put some water into her flour so she can knead the flour. So Grandma already boiling her water to cook her cassava dumpling. Grandma is mixing up into the flour. Friends, I know a lot of you this is your first time hearing of cassava dumpling. But when Grandma was growing up, myself and my peers, we all enjoy this meal. So Grandma is kneading her flour for the coconut dumpling, friends. Grandma put about a half cup of water into her flour and also the cassava. Now I'm not adding anything into the flour and the cassava. It's just the flour, the cassava, and also water. So Grandma is mixing up her stuff, and as I said to you, the water is already boiling in the pot. So as soon as Grandma finish mixing, Grandma is going to start to put her dumplings into the pot. And Grandma have another secret to reveal to you what she's going to have her cassava dumpling with. So friends, as Grandma said, give your friends a shout out and said, listen, Grandma's Kitchen is cooking cassava dumpling and Grandma wants you to learn and to see what she's doing. Friends, the flour is sticking on Grandma's hand, so that's it. Grandma need to put a little bit more flour. So friend, Grandma is going to get some flour and add to the ones that are in the bowl. So friends, Grandma is adding a couple tablespoons of flour because it was sticking on Grandma's hand. So Grandma add a few tablespoons of flour into the existing one that she's kneading. So here we are, friends. Grandma finished kneading up this cassava dumpling. So as I said, the ingredients for cassava dumpling is the grated cassava, and here it is. Actually, I keep a half to show you what the cassava look like. So this is the cassava. Grandma grated it fresh, so it wasn't any preservative, it wasn't dry. Grandma grated the cassava fresh, and Grandma add flour into the cassava. And here Grandma already have her water boiling, friends. And in the water, Grandma have a tablespoon of salt and also about 2 tablespoons of oil, because you don't want your stuff to be sticking to the pot, right? So friends, Grandma is making her cassava dumpling. So for those of us from the Caribbean who know what Grandma is speaking about, you know how delicious that can be. So this Grandma is putting her dumpling into the pot. And I'm going to turn the burner up a little bit because you want to keep it boiling. And friends, this doesn't take too long to cook. This is an easy meal to cook. It doesn't take too long. Some of you might say, Grandma, where would I get the cassava? Well, it's in all of the grocery stores. You can get it frozen. If you don't want to peel it like Grandma did, you can get it frozen. and you can just grate it. Or if you don't want to grate it, you can blend it. But Grandma grate it. Grandma loves to do stuff from scratch. So Grandma is putting them into her pot so that they can cook. Friends, I'm not going to make them too small. It depends on your family. Grandma is making them a little bit big. So you would be able to give one person 2 cassava dumplings and whatever trimmings you have to go with it. So friends, Grandma have another secret to show you what she's going to do. And she's quickly putting the cassava dumplings into the pot. The water is boiling and Grandma is putting it into the pot. Friends, it started to get cold on the outside. A few days ago, it was very cold. And I sliced it this morning. I walked to the grocery. And friends, my hands was frozen. But that's okay. Grandma is back. And she's doing her stuff. So Grandma is keep putting in her cassava dumpling into the pot. So here we are, friends. And if you find that it's sticking, you can just add a little bit more flour as Grandma did. I find as I go in a little bit, the middle is still sticking. But that's because the cassava is wet. Grandma grated. And the cassava is a little bit wet. And friends, don't ask me what if it's the sweet cassava or the bitter cassava. I don't know the difference between the sweet and the bitter. But I bought the one that I normally cooked. And it's okay. I know some of you might say, oh, but the bitter one is to make the bami. Hey, Jamaicans, the bitter one is for the bami. And the sweet ones, that's the one you cooked. But the bitter one, you make bami from it. And the sweet one, you cooked. So friends, Grandma finished putting her dumplings into the pot. Grandma is washing her hands. Grandma is washing all that flour off her hands. Everything she's taking off her hands, friends. I know it's a sticky job, but it's okay. You will get through it. So friends, Grandma was in the Caribbean, as you know. And Grandma brought back some dry fish. Some people would call it dry fish, but we call it cornfish. So this is your regular fish. This could have been a snapper, one of the big ones. And the people from the Grenadines, though, those are the ones who love to dry the fish. They preserve it and they dry it. So Grandma was able to bring back some dry fish with her. But it's cornfish. We call it cornfish. So today Grandma is going to fry up some cornfish. And these are some of the trimmings that Grandma is using. So this is my onions. I'm going to put it in the pot. And friends, our cassava dumpling is cooking, friends. So Grandma is adding her onions into the pot. Grandma have some garlics. And friends, Grandma use a half of red onions, just in case. It depends on what you're doing. Grandma use a half of onion. Grandma use a whole sweet pepper, because Grandma don't like too much spicy. And friends, Grandma have some cabbage that she already pre-chopped. Right? Grandma is making you a healthy meal today. Grandma is going to switch burners with the cassava dumpling and the stir fry that Grandma is going to do here with her onions, her sweet pepper, her garlic that she's preparing for the cornfish or dry fish. So I have a cup of oil here that Grandma is going to, I probably won't use all of it. I'm going to use half of it because it's no good to use too much oil. So Grandma is using half of it. And friends, Grandma is asking you to pay attention because I know I get a lot of questions from you asking, Grandma, what did you do? How did you do this and how did you do that? So Grandma is asking you to pay attention. So here I am. I already put my stuff in to fry, the onions, the sweet pepper, and also the garlic. See, Grandma is frying Grandma is frying these up. So you can see what Grandma is doing. So here I am. I'm frying up my onions, my sweet pepper, and also my garlic. And friends, I don't have to kill the vegetables too much. I just need to get that aroma, to get that spice that you're looking for into your stuff when you're frying up stuff. You don't want to kill the vegetable, but you just want to take time and do your stuff. So friends, as this is still frying for a little bit, Grandma is going to give it maybe a minute, and then I'm going to put my cornfish in. But friends, I'm going to give it another rinse because this cornfish, as I said, it's from the Grenadines. Friends, I boiled it. I soak it in water because it's very salty. So I boil it, I soak it, and this is about the third time I'm washing it off, friends. So make sure you get most of the salt, not all of it, because you still want it to be tasty. So make sure you get most of the salt out of it, friends, so you can enjoy that dry cornfish. So here we are, friends. Grandma is going to put the cornfish into the frying pan or the saucepan. So Grandma is putting in her fish in it, her cornfish. Remember, Grandma is saying corn, not codfish, cornfish. So Grandma is using her fish from her Caribbean country. The seamen, they caught this fish fresh, and then they decide to salt it and preserve it, dry it. And friends, it's very nice, it's very tasty. So for those of us who know what the cornfish is from the Caribbean, who know this meal, we know that it's a very interesting, it's a very healthy meal. They just preserve it a bit with just the salt. They didn't put any pepper or any other seasoning that you are not used to. They just prepare this with the salt. So friends, here we are. Grandma is frying it up nicely. I'm going to turn up my burner a little bit because Grandma don't want to take all of your time. Grandma doesn't want to bore you with all of her cooking. But Grandma is showing you simple and healthy meals, friends. So here we are. Simple and healthy. Grandma is showing you. Friends, it's a little bit dark on the outside already. These days the time goes by so fast, and so does everything. So as I said to you, Grandma is showing you how to make inexpensive meal, friends. Especially you, the younger people. Grandma wants to teach you how to make some healthy meals. So friends, I have some cabbage. I have some cabbage here, and as I already show you, our cornfish is already stirring up into the onions, the sweet pepper, and also the garlic. Now Grandma is going to add her cabbage towards this meal, friends. So here we are. Grandma is adding her cabbage into the fry up cornfish with all the trimmings, the sweet pepper, the onions, the garlic stuff. Friends, all this is healthy stuff Grandma is doing. The cabbage. Friends, this is things that Grandma grew up eating and cooking. You learn how to cook. You learn how to cook your stuff, not overcooking. But you learn how to make life easy. So friends, this doesn't take too much time, as Grandma said. If you don't have the dry fish, as Grandma told you, she brought it from the Caribbean. Friends, you can go to any of the Loblaws and you would get the dry, sometimes it's the dry smoked herring, or you can also get the dry mackerel. These are stuff that you can use for substitute with this. So you get your dry stuff and you clean it with your hot water, and you can fry up your onions, your sweet pepper, Some of you might, your garlic, some people might want to put hot pepper. You're welcome to do that. But Grandma is not a hot pepper person. So Grandma would stay safe with the sweet pepper, friends. Grandma use a whole one and also the onions. So friends, this is what Grandma is doing. Grandma is stir frying her cabbage and her cornfish. Grandma is stir frying with her onions, her sweet pepper, and also, friends, her garlic. And Grandma is going to add a half cup of water, not quite a half cup, but Grandma is going to add maybe a quarter cup of water so that the cabbage, because the cabbage is something that's kind of a little bit hard to cook. So you want to soften the cabbage a little bit. So Grandma is going to pour a quarter cup of the water into the cabbage, friends. So here Grandma is. And Grandma is going to keep turning this up for a bit because Grandma wants her stuff to cook properly, friends. I'm not going to cover it though. Grandma is just going to take her time and saute this before your eyes so you can see, friends. And the cassava dumpling does not take too long to cook, friends, because it's flour. So the flour does not take too long. And then I grate the cassava, so it's not going to take you too long, friends. So this is what Grandma is doing. Grandma preparing. You can do this as a short meal. You can do it for your dinner. Most likely people would have it for dinner. Not so much lunch. But people would have this meal for their dinner, friends. Friends, look at it. You can see into Grandma's pot. Everything is green here. The fish is here though. You can see the codfish. You can see the I'm calling it codfish. Friends, it's not codfish. This fish is called cornfish. So don't get Grandma mixed up with the cornfish and the codfish. This is cornfish. And as I said to you, you can get this fish from the Loblaws grocery store. Even you can go to the West Indian store and you can get your dry smoked herring. Some people call the smoked herring red herring. So you can go and get your fish from any place. So friends, the fish is salt already, okay? Grandma wants to taste it to see if the salt is still that salty. Friends, it's not that salty anymore, but it's delicious. It's a very delicious meal. You don't need to add any more salt to your meal because the fish already have salt in it. So you don't need to add any more salt to the vegetables that you are stir frying. And friends, the cabbage is coming along. Cabbage does not take that long to cook, but at the same time you want to give it time that it would soften up a little, that you would be able to enjoy it, your family would be able to enjoy it. And as Grandma said, this is simple meals that Grandma used to enjoy when she was growing up, friends. So friends, Grandma is just passing on her cooking to you. Grandma wants you to do some interesting stuff. This, as I said before, it's the holiday season here, and you want to keep it real. You don't want to eat too much, you don't want to do too much grease, and you don't want to eat too much of the fatty stuff that you're not supposed to have. So Grandma is asking you to keep it real. Get your fish. I know some of us would want to get our meat and everything else, but still keep it real. Get your fish. Get your fish, friends, and cook it with your vegetables, and you would enjoy it. And it's a healthy meal to have, friends. So friends, Grandma is cleaning up a little, because as you know, when you're cooking stuff with fall, and you need to tidy up for a bit. So friends, Grandma, I'm cooking still. My cassava dumpling is going, friends. So we don't have to worry about that, because it's not going to take a long time for the cassava to cook in the flour, and the flour doesn't take too long, friends. This probably could take about 10 minutes, and you can have your meal, friends. So here we go. Grandma is cooking her cassava dumpling, which maybe in the next 5 minutes Grandma would be able to show you that meal on the plate while I keep stirring my cornfish, my cabbage, and the trimmings for it. The seasoning for it is sweet pepper. You can also add your hot pepper, but Grandma choose to add sweet pepper. Grandma have onions. Grandma have garlic. Actually, this food is good for your immune system. You shouldn't have any problem with your immune system if you eat the way that you're supposed to eat. So the greeny leafy stuff help your digestive system, friends. The fish is very good. It's protein. And then we have our green, which is the cabbage. We have our sweet pepper, friends. So these ones help us. This is a healthy meal here. Grandma is not taking you off into the deep ends. Grandma is just showing you simple and easy meal. Grandma was able to cook her, friends, Grandma is going to try the cabbage. Friends, it's a bit crunchy, but it's okay. So in the next 2 to 3 minutes, Grandma cabbage will be finished, and then Grandma would be able to plate it so you can see. You won't be able to enjoy it because you are not with Grandma, but Grandma is going to explain to you. It's very simple, friends. As I said, I grate, and for those dumplings, I make about 6 dumplings. So Grandma grate 1.5 cassava. Cassava was maybe this length. Grandma grate 1.5 cassava. Grandma put a cup of flour, and Grandma put about a 1/2 cup of water, and Grandma knead the flour. While Grandma was doing that, Grandma put the pot on with the water, and Grandma put about a tablespoon of oil, and Grandma put a 1/2 tablespoon of salt into the water. So by the time Grandma was ready to put the dumplings in, the water was already boiling. And friends, let Grandma tell you something very interesting. In order for you to make cooked dumplings, there's a must that the water should be boiling. Because if you put the dumplings into the cold water, it would probably stick. It wouldn't be nice. It wouldn't cook nice. So make sure when you are going to make dumplings, when you are going to cook dumplings, the water should be boiling, and then you knead your flour and put it into the pot. So friends, look at Grandma's cabbage. Grandma don't want the cabbage to look dead, friends. Look at it. Grandma wants it to look fresh and nice. So what Grandma is doing? Grandma turned her cabbage off. Her fish is done because Grandma had boiled the salt out, and then Grandma washed it about 3 times, and then Grandma start frying it in the pan. So the fish doesn't need a lot of cooking. Grandma put it with her vegetables, and friends, look at it, friends. Look at it. So there we go. This cabbage is complete with our cornfish. So Caribbean friends, Grandma made cornfish today. Friends, Grandma is going to get a plate, friends. And Grandma is going to plate it so you can see what Grandma is talking about. So here we are. Grandma is going to put some of her fish and also her cabbage. Friends, look at it. Look at it, friends. So as Grandma said, it's Grandma alone, so Grandma probably would have this couple days for the week. Grandma wouldn't let it stay too long, friends. Grandma is going to have it couple days. See, this is our fish, friends. That's the dry fish. That's there. You can see the dry fish here. So what Grandma is going to do now, Grandma is going to put her dumpling on the plate, friends, so you can see her cassava dumplings. Friends, it depends. If you're a big eater, then go right ahead and have another dumpling. But if you're like Grandma, this is my dinner. Grandma can have this for dinner and then later on probably snack on something. But friends, here is our cassava dumpling and our cornfish stew up with cabbage, sweet pepper, cabbage, sweet pepper, and also onions and garlic. And Grandma fry it up in a half cup of oil, vegetable oil. Grandma fry it up. So friends, this is a simple meal. Grandma is asking you please to like her video, to share her video, to leave a comment in the comment section below. And friends, Grandma is asking you to subscribe to her show, her cooking channel. Friends, Grandma just need, believe you me, Grandma need about 300 and so people to get her up to that 1,000 subscribers that she was asking for. So friends, please subscribe to Grandma's channel. Grandma is taking time out to teach you her cooking from her childhood. And as I said, this one is a very special one. It's not hard to do. Cassava is in every grocery store in North America. You will find cassava. You will find your cabbage. You will find your sweet pepper. You will find your onions, garlic. And then you can do substitute for the dry fish. I bought that one from my country, but there's dry fish here as well. You can even use the simple cod. You can use the smoked herrings, friends. You can use the smoked mackerel. Those ones you can use and enjoy the same meal that Grandma is enjoying. Thanks for watching, friends. Bye now.